Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your Fade the Public NFL video for this Sunday, October the 3rd, week 4 of the NFL regular season, the first weekend of October. And boy, is the public active this weekend. I've got the most games so far this season on a Sunday, 5 public plays for you, 4 sides and that rare underdog, public dog, as a bonus 5th play for you. We're going to get to all 5 of those public sides, the most public plays this week in the NFL for week 4 in just a moment. Hey, quick reminder, if you want my official best bets for Saturday college football, Sunday NFL action, go to my page right now, Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, Merril, SteveMerril, WagerTalk.com, or use shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. And while you're there, take advantage of the All Access October special. It's less than half price for every sport, every play, every day and night for the full month of October. You're getting 5 full weekends of college and pro football, a full month of MLB baseball playoffs, and the NBA starts in just a few weeks as well. All 3 major sports going for less than half price. October special right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Let's look at the most public play this week in the NFL. One of the most public plays I've seen all season, and that's the big Sunday night game in New England. Tampa Bay at New England. Tom Brady returning to his home for over 2-3 decades to play his former team, the Patriots. And not surprising, the public is heavy on Tampa Bay in this game. Obviously, it's a spotlight game. It's the Sunday night game, and it's a huge emotional game for the Patriots and the Broncos. And the public is backing definitely the better team here, the defending Super Bowl champs. They're only the 6th team, I believe, in the Super Bowl era that returns all 22 starters from a championship team. Gronkowski also returning to New England. He has been banged up all week, but as of Friday, he did practice along with Jason Pierre-Paul for Tampa. Also, his x-rays were negative. So we'll see if he plays or not. We'll see if he's effective. But both Gronkowski, as of now, as of Friday, end of the weekend, and, of course, Tom Brady returning to New England. And the public is heavy on the Patriots. In fact, the look-ahead advance line, keep in mind there's several books in Vegas and around the U.S. and even offshore that put an advanced look-ahead line the week before the NFL games are played. So a week ago, before last Sunday's games, the look-ahead line on this was going to be Tampa, 5.5. When they opened it on Sunday and Monday, they opened at 6. Of course, that's because the Patriots are coming off a bad loss against New Orleans, outright as a 3-point favorite, 28-13. Did not look good offensively once again. Yet they only adjusted it a little bit because Tampa lost as well to the Rams, gave up a lot of points and yards. So look ahead was 5.5. The opening line was 6. It was 6.5 earlier this week. We started to see some 7s, and as we head into the weekend, now it's 7 across the board. You're not going to see any more 6.5s because, first of all, this is the most public side in Tampa, and it once again is the Sunday night game on NBC. And as we know, the public loads up heavy on the Sunday night game. They're going to play it, and it looks like they're playing Tampa. So if you like New England, I would wait. You're going to probably get some 7.5s. You have a chance. If you like Tampa, if you saw a 6.5 this week, you should have taken it. If you still like them at 7, I would grab it now. This line is only going higher. So once again, Tampa Bay Bucs, the most public side for week 4. That's your Sunday nighter at 8:20 Eastern. Another very public side, second most public side this week, a close second, was the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee, once again, a very public side for the second week in a row, and it's almost just more of a play against the Jets. You know, the public doesn't necessarily play on teams. They just avoid bad teams. So one of the reasons you get lopsided action on these public games, in my opinion, is because they just don't play the other side. And that's been the case almost every week with the Jets and whoever they're playing. And it's a case once again here. And Tennessee was one of the most public plays last week. And if you recall, I mentioned here on the video, that was like the second or third most public play, and they actually covered. The public is right with them. So you have a situation here in which the public won with a public play last week in Tennessee, and they have a preferred play against team in the Jets. So not a surprise that this is the most public, second most public side this week, and one of the more public sides I've seen all season, the Tennessee Titans. Now, this line with the advanced look-ahead line over a week ago was 6.5. Surprisingly, not surprisingly, it opened 7.5. Tennessee won and covered. The Jets looked awful, 26-0 loss at Denver. So look ahead was 6.5, opened 7.5, yet it's back down to 6.5. So maybe we could say there's a little bit of sharp money on the Jets. It's crossed over that key number of a touchdown. If you like Tennessee, though, I think you probably grab the 6.5 now because it looks very public. I would expect there to be more 7s. If you like the Jets, I would wait and find a +7 this weekend because the Tennessee Titans are the second most public side in the NFL this week on Sunday, October 3rd. That goes at 1 o'clock Eastern. Don't forget, if you want my official best bets, the public's not always wrong. I very rarely side with them. Sometimes I do. But if you want my official best bets, the games I think have the most value, including my over-under best bets, I focus heavily on NFL totals as well, as you all know. Go to my page right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. While you're there, take advantage of the all-access October special and get every basketball, baseball, football play for less than half price for all of October. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Shortcut, WT.buzz/SM. Another very public side, which goes at 1 o'clock Eastern as well. Seems like we're talking about this team each and every week, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. Super Bowl champ from 2 years ago. They've remained very public, even though they're not covering spreads. And boy, are they not covering spreads. It's remarkable, actually, how bad they've been against the point spread. Not only are they 1-2 straight up, 0-3 against the number this year, but if you remember last year, they had a monster point spread year 2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl, very profitable. And then they went 6-2 against the spread the first 8 games last season. Then they finished on a 1-9-1. They only covered once in their last 11 games, and they haven't covered this year. So the Kansas City Chiefs have now only covered the spread once in their last 14 games with one push as well. On this video last year, we went 31-7 when I started this video in late November through the Super Bowl. Loyal viewers, you'll remember we went against Kansas City a lot. The public was heavy on Kansas City many of those weeks. And yet the Chiefs won a lot of those games straight up, but failed to cover. And that's exactly why fading the public works long-term big picture, is because you're paying a premium to back these public sides. The lines are usually a couple points higher, and that's been a textbook example with Kansas City. Now, it also mattered in week 1. Kansas City was a 5.5 point favorite against Cleveland. They only won by 4. They won the game straight up. Has not mattered the last 2 weeks against Baltimore and the LA Chargers, as they lost both of those outright as a favorite. So we get a situation here. Yes, the public is on Kansas City again. They haven't learned their lesson, I guess. But I think it's more so a play against Philadelphia. The Eagles look terrible on Monday Night Football, especially in that first half. A lot of people went to bed, maybe didn't see the second half. They didn't look much better, but their offense was inept in the first half. Public always has short-term memory, and they just saw that less than a week ago. So I think this is a big play against Philadelphia, not wanting anything to do with Philly. So by default, the Kansas City Chiefs are a very public play once again this week, as they've been many weeks over the past year. But keep in mind, they've only covered once in the past 14 games against the spread. Might want to look at them on a teaser here, taking them from 7 down to 1. I do think Kansas City is going to win this game, and I actually don't disagree with the public side here. Once again, I do think we're going to start getting some value with the Chiefs, who are much better than their 1-2 record. They're still one of the best teams in the league. A teaser here would be interesting. Now, the advanced look-ahead line was 6.5 a couple weeks ago. After that bad showing by Philly on Monday Night Football, they opened at 7, even though Kansas City lost. Now it's back down. I'm sorry, the opener was 5.5. The look-ahead was 6.5. They opened at 5.5 because Kansas City didn't look very good. And that was before Philly played on Monday night. So the Sunday night line after Kansas City lost was 5.5. Philly looks awful. Now we're at 7. So you can see how this has jumped around based on recent short-term results. But you're getting them down to a teaser, down to -1 on a 6-point teaser, or a straight-up win at Pick'em. And once again, although they're not covering spreads, they are winning a lot of these games. So I think Kansas City on a 6 or 7 point teaser makes a lot of sense, as it's a very public side and the line's a little bit inflated. Let's look at the last 2 games here for the public video. We're going to look at a late afternoon game here, and then I'm going to give you my underdog, my most public dog of the week here to finish off. But the 4th favorite this week that the public likes is your 4:25 Eastern late kickoff, and that's the Green Bay Packers. Packers have gotten some love quite often this season. If you recall back in week 1, first time I did the video this season, they were the 3rd most public play against New Orleans. They lose outright 38-3 as a 3.5 point neutral field favorite. That game was played in Jacksonville. Monday Night Football, the public did not necessarily jump back on them, and they took care of Detroit. I actually had to play it at WagerTalk.com for my clients. I thought it was a good bounce back spot. Last week, neither San Francisco or Green Bay made the cut, but the public was a little bit on Green Bay on that Sunday night game, and they pulled it out with a late field goal to win 30-28. Public likes them this week. I think it's also a little bit of a play against Pittsburgh. Steelers, after their win against Buffalo, their upset win, they've now lost 2 straight, both of those outright as favorites. The public's not going to back teams that lose back-to-back weeks outright as a favorite, and I think this is just a little bit of a more play against the Pittsburgh than a play on Green Bay. But the Green Bay Packers, once again, the 4th most public side this week. That's a late afternoon game at 4:25 Eastern. Look ahead line on that. The advanced line was going to be 6.5, with Pittsburgh losing, Green Bay winning. That opened 7. Yet it's back down to 6.5 now. So is this another case where we see a little bit of sharp action coming in on the dog and fading the public? We'll see what happens. If you like Green Bay, you might want to grab the 6.5. They look pretty public. Wouldn't be surprised to see 7 start to pop again this weekend. If you like Pittsburgh, I'd probably hold off and try to find a +7 or better on Sunday, especially since it's a late afternoon. It's not a Sunday night game, but the late afternoon games get a lot of public action. after the 1 o'clock, they get right back in there for the 4:25 Eastern kickoff. So once again, Green Bay Packers, fourth most public side on Sunday. Yeah, I'm going to get to the most public NFL underdog this week, and it's always a red flag when the public likes underdogs, and there's one that jumped out at me this week. Just a quick reminder to please subscribe here to WagerTalk TV. Make sure you hit the bell, too. If you want instant alerts, if you want to know instantly when this Fade the Public video is posted each and every weekend, then click that bell. You get instant alerts. Also, check out my college football top 25 video right here on WagerTalk TV as well. If you're joining us on Saturday, not too late to check out my preview for all 4 top 25 national TV matchups for college football. And don't forget, once again, my best bets for Saturday, Sunday, baseball every day, basketball around the corner is at wagertalk.com. Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L. Steve Merril at wagertalk.com. Shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. Let's look at the most public underdog this week, and it's a very public dog, and that's the Detroit Lions. Public likes Detroit. It's the 5th most public play overall, and by far the heaviest underdog. And, you know, the public is always on overs and favorites in general. So whenever they're lining up on an underdog, especially heavy like this one, it really catches my attention. So beware with the Lions. They're a public dog this week. And it's understandable why, though. Tough to touch Chicago. I mean, the Chicago Bears are a real mess with the quarterback situation. And as of we head into the weekend here, as of Friday, Andy Dalton is questionable. We'll see if he returns or not. Obviously, a first-round pick, Fields out of Ohio State, is young and inexperienced. And the Bears are really struggling offensively, and that's an understatement. 13 points a game, 3 yards per pass attempt. 3.7 yards per play is pretty bad, but I'm not sure in recent history I've ever seen an NFL team average less per pass attempt than they average overall yards per play. Chicago actually runs the ball decent. That's about all they can do here. But Detroit has an okay rush defense. Detroit's pass defense has been horrendous. The question is, can Chicago take advantage? So the public sees the Bears are in trouble offensively, and they are fading them this week. Lions, though, 0-3 straight up. I mentioned back in week 1 on the video here, the most public play was San Francisco against the Detroit Lions. And last week, one of the top 3 most public plays was Baltimore against the Lions. So 2 of the 3 weeks, the public has been fading the Lions. The Lions covered both of those games, though, and now the public is backing them this week. Just shows, once again, how short-term random the public can be at times. But the Detroit Lions, the most public underdog this week in the NFL. Now, the advanced line on this game a couple weeks ago was going to be the Bears -6 at home. When they opened it here on Sunday, they opened it -4, quickly went to 3.5. And now as we head into the weekend, it's 3. It's even 2.5 in some spots. So huge move down. And once again, this is what I talk about, these public plays. It's usually on favorites. You pay at a premium. Here you're losing a lot of value with Detroit, as this line has gone from a look ahead of 6, opened at 4, and now it's 3, and I'm even seeing 2.5s out there. So once again, if you like the lines, you might probably want to grab the +3. The quarterback news with Andy Dalton, if he becomes probable or listed as a starter for sure during this weekend, could move the line, obviously. But if you like Detroit, you probably want to grab the +3 while they're still available. If you like the Bears, grab the 2.5s. They're out there now. 10% chance that NFL favorites who are in this price range are going to win by exactly 3 points. So 1 out of 10 times, the Bears are going to win this game by 3 points. So it's a huge difference taking +3 and laying -2.5 in this game. Shop around. That's one of the key factors to winning long-term. If you want to win long-term, don't forget to check out WagerTalk TV each and every day right here on this channel for great free sports betting content from all the experts at wagertalk.com, including myself, Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L. Follow me on Twitter at Steve Merril. And don't forget that all October All Access special is still available. You get 5 full weekends of college and pro football, a full month of Major League Baseball playoffs, NBA around the corner in a couple weeks. Everything for one price, and it's less than half price right now with that October special. Just $269 gets you everything for the next month. Steve Merril, wagertalk.com, shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. Hey, thanks for watching. As always, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, the likes if you found this video useful. If you want to keep seeing Fade the Public each and every week, make sure you give it a like, a thumbs up, and comment below. I love my comments. As you all know, I read each and every one of them. I honestly believe I have the sharpest viewers anywhere in sports betting right here on WagerTalk TV, and I'm appreciative that you watch this Fade the Public video. And also make sure you subscribe once again to this channel to get updates each and every day when these videos are posted. Hit the bell if you want instant alerts when this video is posted each week. Fade the Public. Subscribe, thumbs up, like, and most importantly, comment below. Let me know who you like this week in the NFL. Let me know if you agree or disagree with these 5 public sides and what else you're looking at for Pro Football Sunday. Hey, thanks for watching. As always, best of luck this weekend. Be sure to check out Wager Talk today at noon Eastern, Monday through Wednesday. I'll be guest hosting this next coming up week here on Wager Talk TV. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Best of luck, and I'll talk to you again soon.